Hello, Janet Rank. It's been a while. Good to see you. Good to see you. And thank you so much for always coming. I love when you come here. Consider, keep coming actually. Okay. All right. So today we are going to talk, as you can see, the latest. We are going to talk about the DV Lottery 2027. What are the latest news? We are going to update you on H1B visa and the latest news. And then we'll talk about J1 visa and any other questions you might have in the comment section. I hope to come later and then I will address them. So thank you so much for coming. All right, so the DV Lottery 2027, as you all know, the DV Lottery usually opens in October and it runs for 1 month. And we've been wondering why it hasn't come. At first, we got the news that we must pay $1. Okay, not me, but generally, you know me, I feel like I'm you. Okay, all right. So if you want to apply for the DV Lottery 2027, those are new requirements for you to pay $1 using international systems, payment systems, Visa, MasterCard, and such. I'm thinking, okay. But then it happened very close to the shutdown. So I thought maybe it's because of the shutdown, but my research tells me that probably it's not about that. Okay, and by the way, it doesn't mean it's canceled. This is required by statute, according to my research. I mean, some things are there and they have to happen. So the delay does not mean it has been canceled. So put that down. Keep that in mind. It has not been canceled. It has been delayed. Maybe because they need to implement the new systems, the international systems, and major changes that are going on. They have to go ahead and amend everything so that when it opens, there's a smooth transition to the new system. So please stay tuned. Of course, when it opens again, I will let you know. And actually, I can read for you some of the changes that I'm seeing, okay? All right, pay attention about the DV Lottery 2027. Normally, the entry period for the DV Lottery for a given fiscal year, like 2027, opens in early October. Prior cycles opened around early October, and we know that. We don't need to be reminded. For DV Lottery 2027 cycle, the registration period has not opened at the time, okay? The U.S. Department of State in the November bulletin said that the program registration will be widely publicized in the coming months. So they are saying they will come back and tell us, okay? Yeah, so one confirmed change is the US $1 electronic registration fee, which we've talked about. That is one. Okay, some legal sources suggest that the delay is likely due to system updates, which I've just told you. Okay, and so why is this delay happening? Technical systems could be happening, system technical updates. Okay, the new registration fee means the entry system must handle global payments. You see, yeah, and verify entrance and integrate new workflows. Okay, makes sense, right? Administrative changes such as delays happen when such delays can happen when there are major procedural changes, okay? And then potential backlog and staffing, okay, process constraints. Some legal commentary point out that the global demand, increased vetting, and similar factors can slow down processing. They might be having staffing issues. Experts that are good in this situation here, okay, and global demand. Did you hear that? Some of you keep on coming here and challenging us. America is not everything. Did you see that? Global demand, okay? It is what it is, we have the dollar here. The US dollar, it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. Like it, you don't like it, it's about the US dollar. It makes us happy, okay? All right. While explicitly stated as the reason, changes in migration policy, budget constraints, or internal revenues may also play a role, okay? All right. So the policies, the budget constraints, and internal reviews may also pose a challenge. Okay, so what this means for applicants? What does this mean for us? The lottery is still expected to happen. The program is required by statute. The fact that it is delayed doesn't mean it is cancelled. All right? Okay, because the entry period is later than usual, you should monitor the official site and avoid relying on rumors about debts. So continue monitoring, okay? Basically, once in a week, keep checking, because when it opens, it's good for a month. So please, if you do every week, you won't be exaggerating, okay? Prepare in advance. Even though entry is delayed, you can use the extra time to ensure you meet eligibility. Education or work experience, gather documents, passport photos, and plan your entry. Okay, all right. So legal sources, I'm just quoting here. Okay, sometimes I even use the chat GPT. Okay, expect potential adjustment in the timeline for results. So I guess when they start late, they'll have to announce the results late. It makes sense. Okay, so while results historically released in May of the year following entry, the delay could shift that schedule. Okay, all right. So what are the final thoughts on the DV Lottery 2027? The delay is not unusual. In large-scale government-administered immigration programs, when procedural changes or system updates are introduced, the key is the program is still valid and will open, just at a later date than usual. The new fee and system update seem to be the most concrete reasons, okay? All right, so now that is the update on the DV Lottery. Okay, if you are coming in late, just rewind the video and go and see what applies to you. Okay, all right. We always discuss the DV Lottery. You can go down on the videos before and then just see what we've always said about that. Moving on. Let's talk about the H1B. How about the H1B? Or you need a commercial break? Maybe you need a commercial break. Okay, all right. So another update. We're gonna talk about the H1B. All right, most of you had the presidential proclamation issued on September 19th. Okay, what was it? Restriction on entry of certain immigrant workers, meaning they require 100,000. So for an employer to bring you in on H1B, they must pay 100,000 US dollars. And that is very, very expensive. Okay, but many people are wondering, because most of us are here as international students. When we complete, we go for something called optional practical training, which is OPT. Most of you, if you don't know what OPT means, is like internship. Most international students, or when you're an international student, after graduation, you can make use of this time, and they usually give you a work permit for 1 year. Now, some employers use this as a transition into the H1B program. So you finish a course, you get a 1 year work permit. The employer uses that work permit now to buy time as they petition for you the H1B. So H1B visa is very popular. It's a temporary working visa. It's good for 3 years. The employer can always renew it for another 3 years, making a total of 6. Many employers, when they like you during the H1B, now they file for you a green card. Do you see now how things fall in place? If you've been following me for a long time, this should be a revision. If you are following me for the first time, don't worry. You need to go back there in the back videos and then just start learning slowly by slowly. You're going to catch up. Okay? All right. So now there were some changes, because there was a lot of people saying, what will happen? Those who are already in America on H1B, how about the students who are still on OPT, those who want to go to OPT? And there were some clarifications, okay, according to my sources. USCIS clarified on October 20th, 2025, that the 100,000 fee applies only to certain petitions. Good. Namely those for beneficiaries outside the US without a valid H1B visa. For example, you've been out there, and many people have been coming on H1B for the last 3 to 5 years, especially from home. From other countries, they've been coming for years and years. But in our region, it became popular the last 3 to 5 years. Teachers have been coming on H1B. Even sometimes nurses come on H1B visas. Community workers, mental health workers, people have been coming on that, not just IT, information technology. Generally, if an employer petitions for you and they do the forms for you and they produce the I-97C, which is approved, then they give to you, you can go to the embassy and get it. So what is this saying? This is what the updates now. Okay, of course, go to USCIS and confirm this, but I'm just helping you. The fee does not apply to H-1B petitions filed before September 21, 2025. So if you're on H-1B visa before September 21, 2025, this does not apply to you. This also does not affect change of status, extension, or amendment petitions for someone who already is in the US in valid status, provided they maintain their lawful status. That's why I always say, do not overstay your visa. Do not overstay your visa. Can we read this again? Because this is good news. Okay? This fee of 100,000 does not apply to change of status, extension, or amendment petitions for someone already in the US in valid status, provided they continue maintaining the valid status. All right? But the proclamation remains in effect, okay, currently scheduled until September 21, 2026. So this proclamation is good for 1 year, unless it's changed for all this, because it's a proclamation. It's not as the law. Okay, it's the law, but it's, you know, it's time limited. Okay, all right. So that is important for us to know. Now, how about the people who are on H1, I mean, student F1? What this means for F1, okay, which applies to us, F1 students on OPT, those transitioning to H1B, which I mentioned. This is just how employers roll in America. That's why some of you say, Janet, but I am this. Can I get a work permit? Janet, but I'm that. And I always say, the traditional ways of people coming to America are visiting visa and student visas and J1 visa. Look, this is a F1. F1, they complete during OPT, employers give them jobs. And if they like them, they file H1B. Hopefully they are picked. If they are picked, the employer goes away ahead and files the green card. So please understand that's how it works. If you want to cut shortcuts and then come in another way, sometimes it can work, sometimes it might not. But this is what most of your friends are doing. And most of us, this is how we came to America as F1 students. Okay? All right. So what this means for F1 students on OPT, those transitioning to H1B, if you are a student on F1 with OPT or STEM OPT, you know there's a difference. OPT is good for 12 months, meaning you graduate, they give you 12 months, as I said, to work. But the STEM OPT, they give them 3 years. What is STEM? If you did a course that is considered science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and there's a whole list of that, you can stay on work permit for 3 years. So this one, they say, if you are a student on this and considering transition to H1B, here are some implications. If you are inside the US on F1 status or OPT, and your employer will file a change of status to H1B, you may not be subject to the new 100,000 fee. Are we clear? Okay, at least go do some more research, but this is very hopeful news because many people here are international students and they were wondering what to do. Some of you are already on H1B. Okay, but if you're on H1B through a job from home, you are affected. Don't mix issues. This one applies. We are very specific on F1 students and those who are on OPT. Okay, all right. So you may not be subject to the 100,000 fee because the guidance says the fee does not apply to change of status petitions for those already in the US in valid status. Okay, so if you are petitioning already, so student visa, I've always loved student visa, you know me, okay? All right, specifically the update from October 21, 2025 states that the fee does not apply to F1 students changing to H1B visa. And that tells me that if I'm on H1B visa and it's coming to an end, I would rather go to F1 to see what happens because now you have a chance, right? Maybe you came to America on H1B visa and then you've been working and now the employer can't pay 100,000, things are coming to lapse. Now you're in America, you're on valid status. Maybe you need to consider going to school. I'm just saying this is up to you. And then when you are a student, when you complete, of course, now you will have no restrictions. Or maybe the proclamation will have expired. Sometimes it's about buying time and making sure you do the right thing, okay? All right. However, if you will be outside the US and your employer will file a H1B petition requiring consular processing and visa stamping abroad, after September 21, then you likely face the new fee. So the main thing is here, you must be in the United States. And if you're in the United States, you must already have a valid H-1B that is not coming to a conclusion. If it's coming to a conclusion, it looks like they're favoring students. That's what I'm seeing. But if you're here on H-1B and you came through an employer without that transition of OPT, I don't know. I don't think it's going to help. But generally speaking, if you're outside America, big problem. Okay, they have to pay. Consular processing means you have to go through the embassy to get the H-1B. You'll have to pay the 100,000. Okay, yeah. However, if you'll be outside the United States and your employer will file H-1B petition requiring consular processing, a visa stamping abroad after September 2021, September 21, 2025, then you likely face the new fee. For students on OPT, the new rules around work permit renewal OPT. Okay, now this is another one. Okay, any questions? H-1B updates? It is there. They are going to charge 100,000 for new applicants, but those who are already in the US are students. Those on OPT and they want to transition, okay, they don't have to pay. If you're already on H-1B and your thing was before 2021, okay, they are not going to ask you, okay. But I don't know about renewals for people who are not students. But this at least gives you some light for you to do more research. Now, this is very important. There are some changes. I will change the title for this. EAD card. If you don't know what an EAD card is, employment authorization. That's what we call the work permit. Normally, people file from I-765. I remember filing that after I lost my work permit in the US. I filed that myself and got the work permit back. Okay, and luckily I had filed a police report. When you lose an immigration document, always report to the police so you can have a record. That thing really saved me. Okay, so during previous administrations, if you have a work permit and it's about to expire, you can file. So people are not in a hurry to file because guess what? Even if you file, so long as you filed it correctly, the right form, you've paid the right amount, everything looks good, you have up to 540 days to continue working, meaning you will not lapse. Your work permit is not expiring until it comes to you. You can continue working for 540, is it 540 days? Let me see. But the new rule says they are not going to have automatic renewals. Therefore, if you're listening to me and you are someone who has a work permit and you need to renew it, you make sure you renew it on time. Give them around 180 days to avoid the lapse, okay? Because if you wait until the last minute and there's a backlog and they don't approve your work permit, the employers will be punished. You will be out of status in terms of the work permit. So you want to do it on time, okay? For students on OPT, the new rules around work permit renewal, EAD, may impact dependents of OPT holders whose status renewal is pending. Okay, for example, the automatic extension of EADs has ended. Did you hear that? The automatic extensions of EADs, and by the way, this is not supposed to be discouraging news. These are usually US protocols, okay? So you will be fine. Just hang in there, hang in there. It looks like every news I'm reading today, and Janet is usually very hopeful. No, I gave you good news. I told you that the green card is coming back. It's just a matter of time. It has not been canceled. I'm telling you, the H-1B visa is not punishing everyone with 100,000. So everything is good news. The EAD card, they are not doing automatic renewals, but they're still doing renewals. It's your responsibility to apply early. Okay. That means delays or non-approval could cause loss of work authorization while waiting. If you travel outside the US with a pending change of status petitions, there is added risk. I've always some of the guidance indicates that departure from the US may trigger the 100,000 fee or affect eligibility. Okay. All right. So please, timing is very important. Timing is very important. Okay. Practical advice and things to watch. If you're on OPT or about to apply for H-1B, clarify with your employer or immigration counsel whether the petition will be subject to the 100,000 fee. Okay, take notes. Avoid leaving the US while a change of status petition is pending. Why would I? I am not, okay? Unless you understand the implications. It's up to you. Travel may trigger complications, but if you want to take that risk, that's up to you. Maintain your status. That you'll be given. F1 and OPT, make sure you maintain your status meticulously. I've always said do not overstay your visa. There, say any violation may disqualify you from the fee exempt path. Exactly. So you can say this. They might say, okay, then pay 100,000. If you are dependent on an employer that is outside the US or will need consular processing, anticipate higher costs and stronger scrutiny. Okay. Monitor any legal or regulatory challenges. The fee and policy changes are being challenged in court. It's possible further adjustments may come. Let's hope so. Keep in mind the H-1B cap rules or lottery still apply. Changes here are more about entry fee processing rather than the lottery itself. Okay, for dependents, spouses on H4, which are spouses of H-1B or OPT, or transitions into permanent residency green card path, these changes may complicate overall timing and job stability. Yeah, so because it takes long, the changes, people might be out of work for a while, and yeah, so all this. Let me mention something about J1. That one I don't need a lot of time. The J1 visa, for those who don't know, a J1 visa is an exchange program. Many people come through J1 visa. I've always said people in hospitality, if you need a course, even a certificate program, diploma or degree, you can come on J1 visa, okay? You just need to find a sponsor to file for you what we call the DS 2019. Then you go to the embassy and request a J1 visa, right? Normally, they have restrictions. So if you have a restriction on your passport, it means when you come here, let's say for a period of 1 year or 18 months, whatever the time is on the DS 2019 permission to work in the United States on J1, by the J1 they pay, you can come on with your spouse if your sponsor allows on J2. But most J1s are young and they share rooms and transportation. So I think most sponsors prefer single people, I'm just saying. Okay, but you can come on J2 as a spouse of J1, especially teachers, that's what they used to do, or they still do. Okay, J2 can work also. So J1, you work as an intern, as a trainee, as a scholar, as a professor, as a camp counselor, as au pair. All those are categories. As a student, high school student. Okay, now for J1, that time they give you, if they give restriction, you must apply for something we call a waiver. Some countries do not have those restrictions. So if they come here on J1, they stay, do what brought them here, and they decide, you know what, I want to change my status to a different kind of visa. You can. But if you have restrictions, you cannot until those restrictions have been lifted, and that is what we call a waiver. Therefore, you must apply for a waiver. Now, I've met some people, mostly we have a lawyer that does it, and we follow the data, okay? Even the law was shocked that around May, June, July, some people were denied. And we came to the conclusion, if you remember very well, around that time, there was a block of F1 students visas worldwide. Do you remember that? If you did not go, just check in the notes. There's a time where there was a proclamation that no embassy should issue international students F1 or J1 or M1 visas. So you can imagine if you're already in the United States on a J1 visa and you applied for a waiver, and that waiver came to the desk of the examiner during that time, what will the examiner do? They cannot break the law, obviously, they're going to deny. Okay, so there are many people who are affected, but I wish you well for those who are trying to ask for waivers going forward. I pray for you and hope that you'll be your waiver will be cleaned. Always start doing your research early. Do not wait until the last minute. Most of these processes, as you know, take time. You can't just show up now, I need this, and you only have 3 months, and you have a J1 visa. Do you know how long it takes to do the waiver? Sometimes 4 to 6 months. So you cannot be out of status. So you have to do your research very early, okay? Of course, you can see my email, guys. If you have any questions, concerns, follow what is on the screen, okay? Don't bring me screenshots of other places. You go fetching other things. Or you come, is this you? No, it's here. You can see the email, right? janetrangi67@gmail.com. You can wear glasses and look again, janetrangi.com. We have the contacts there. In fact, if you go on my website and you click, it will bring you on my social media platform, straight on Facebook, straight on YouTube. Like I've made it so easy for you, straight on WhatsApp, actually. I can't find your number. Have you gone to janetrangi.com? And on top, we have the social media handles. So you can, is this your page? Is this your page? janetrangi.com. When you go there, it will bring you to the pages that you see me vlogging every day. And you'll know you're dealing with the right person. Okay, so we have to be smart. You have to be smart. If you can't pass that test, you don't pass to come to America. I love you, I love you, I love you. Sorry, sorry. Okay, so I hope I helped you in this video. Continue doing your research. Continue staying vigilant. No changes on visit visas. Okay, except some countries, they're requiring you to pay a lot of money. I think Tanzania, Zambia, and some other countries, very few. Okay, but generally speaking, continue doing what you have to do. Okay, if someone told you that if you fill out this form, you'll get $1 million in your lifetime, will you? Yes, if you know you will, do it. That's what it takes. It's not like some of us, we are worshiping America too much. We know what America gives. It is what it is. It is what it is. It gives what we are looking for. It gives us jobs. It gives us good education. It gives us the money we are looking for. We get healthcare and other benefits. But majorly, we get US dollars, the green money. Is true. You see what I mean? That's what it gives me, and that is why I'm here. I came here because of money. I am not ashamed to say so. I came for education. Okay? I mean, we all have goals. So please, let us not stop pretending that I just loved it and I loved to travel. Yes, I love to look at beautiful things too. I want to go to Las Vegas and enjoy life. Why not? I want to go to New York and enjoy life. I want to go to Arizona. I want to Florida. I was in South Beach. As a matter of fact, I will repost my South Beach video. I don't refuse. Those are good things, but the thing that helps us the most is the US dollar. So stop arguing. Stop arguing and change your life. Do whatever it takes. By the time you argue, US this, US that, US this, US. Me, I have no time for that. I want my dollars. I want my job. Okay. And I want my good education, because that will support me business-wise, investment-wise. So all these things, America will answer all the questions that you're looking for. If you're a husband and you're struggling to take care of your wife, America. If you're a wife and you're single, you can't take care of your children, America. Let them not hear me. What do they want me to say? I'm saying the truth. Everyone wants to come here. Didn't you see the DV lottery? Global demand, and you are there questioning yourself like this with the, I don't know that I want to ever go there. Who told you I don't miss home? I miss home. I miss the nice trees. I come from a very beautiful place. We have beautiful land. We have beautiful trees. Very beautiful. But I sacrificed all that so that my family and everyone else can have a good future. And then I have an opportunity to take the airways and just pay and come and enjoy my vacation. Right? Yes, and come and visit my family. Now I have that. When you have money, you can do wherever it takes. janetrangi67@gmail.com. Do not overstay your visa. If you're not visiting visa, let me give you an example, and I'm going. That visit visa. Yeah. Me, I'd rather just take the shortcut. You know what? You can even try those things. They say change of status to student. What if they deny you? Just do Ukimbizi. And by the way, Ukimbizi, asylum, you have 1 year to decide. Why don't you try the right things first? That is a threat people are using to lure you into things. Am I lying when I'm saying the truth? I'm saying the truth. So just know that no one can lure you, because asylum, you have 1 year to file. So why not do the right thing? You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. And let's find out if they will deny you or not. Okay, so this issue of falling prey because someone said they might deny you, they might deny you, they might deny you, just rush here. True, you can rush there, but you didn't try this. You didn't try this one here. They approve many people. Okay, if they do the right thing. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Merci beaucoup. Asanteni sana. Muchas gracias. Zikomo, kwaheri. Okay.